Picture.
I almost said press play.
All right.
Yeah, press play.
Last class, we talked about animals and plants, and we were talking about the food cycle. We were talking about food with animals and plants. Do you remember, what do animals eat? What do some animals eat?
Plants.
Plants. Some animals eat plants. Whoops. Do you remember what those animals are called?
Vegetarians.
Vegetarian. I think that's what we call the people. Do you remember what the animals that eat plants are called?
Herbivores.
Right? Herbivores. What else do animals eat?
Animals.
Right? Some eat animals, other animals. Right? And some animals eat what?
Everything.
Everything. Both. Right? Both. Today we're going to talk now about plants. What do plants need to live?
Sunlight.
They need sunlight. They need sunlight. Very good.
Water.
What else? Water. Very good. Water.
Air.
Right. Probably air. That would help. Right. Air. Very good.
Minerals.
Right. Okay. Minerals.
Miracle grow.
Miracle grow.
Yeah, stuff that comes out of the back of a cup.
Miracle grow. Right. Right. Very good. That's very good. Miracle grow. All right. Today we're going to talk about mostly sunlight and water. There's a special way that plants use those to make food for themselves. How do you think they do that? How do you think they use sunlight or water to make their food?
They have to change it.
Change it? Ah, very good. Right? Do you know a word that means change? When you go from one thing or a group of things to something else?
Metamorphosis.
Metamorphosis? That's a big word. That's a very big word. Right? Metamorphosis? What else?
Synthesis.
Synthesis? Right, very good. You can put those up here. The level where you say metamorphosis.
Curious what level.
Right? We're going to use the word process. Right? Process. For a process, we go from one thing or a group of things and we change them, like the plants change them, into something else. Right? One thing we use as a process is making a cake. Do you guys like cake? No like cake? You like cake? Right? I have some pictures here. Right? Let's look at the process of making a cake. What's going on in this picture?
Mixing.
Mixing, right? We're mixing. I have 5 pictures. Remember 5. What are they doing here?
Icing.
Icing? Yep. Decorating, right? Very good. What about this one?
Eating it.
All right, eating the cake. Very good, eating the cake. What are these?
Ingredients.
Very good ingredients. These are the things we need for what?
Making the cake.
For making the cake. Very good, making the cake. And what is here?
Baking.
Baking, right? Baking the cake. So in the process of making a cake, with our 5 pictures, which one is first, do you think?
Ingredients.
Ingredients, right? So we would say, in a process, right, the first step is the ingredients, right? We need to get the ingredients. Then what do we need to do? What do we do with the ingredients?
Mix them up.
Mix them, right? We need to mix the ingredients. Mix them. What's the third step?
Baking.
Baking, right? So you mix the ingredients, then you put it in the oven, right? When it's done in the oven, the timer goes off. What do we do next?
Eat it. Oh, decorate it.
Right? Decorate it. Yeah, we like the cake to look pretty and fancy, then we decorate it. Right? Then the last one, what do we do?
Eat it.
Eat it, right? Then we eat the cake. Very good. Then we eat the cake. Right? What I want you to do, we're going to look at the process of plants making food. Right? Does anybody know what that process is called?
Photosynthesis.
Ah, very good. Photosynthesis. Right? Photosynthesis. Right? What I want you to do is just draw a plant. Right? I want you to draw a plant, a flower, or a tree quickly on this side of the paper. Okay? Don't take up the whole paper, just this side.
Like half the paper.
Well, half the paper or less, right? Just not the whole paper. Did you bring a pencil to class?
Nope.
All right.
I brought a tab.
Hold on, Kevin, let me find your pencil. All right.
You mean the left side or the right side?
The left side is good, the
My
left side.
left or your left?
Your left, your left. Just draw yourself a tree or a flower, some kind of plant. Very good. What I want you to do when you're done with the plant is I want you to somehow include these two things, okay? Sunlight and water. Put those in there with your plant somehow.
Like in the picture?
Yep. So our plant needs sunlight and water. That's what we're going to be talking about for photosynthesis. So just include them there. That's okay.
Is your plant drowning?
Yes. Keep clean water.
Everybody finished? All right, good. Now we're going to read about photosynthesis. Okay, I have it up on the screen. I'll put it on the screen, and I printed out a copy for you. All right, so you can set your picture to the side. Set your picture to the side. I'll give it to you back on. What I want you to do first is I want you to read quietly to yourself. Okay? On these little pieces of paper, I want you to do two things. I want you to write what you think photosynthesis is in 1 or 2 sentences, and then I want you to kind of list the steps. Step 1 of photosynthesis, right, like gathering our ingredients. Step 2, right, like mixing the ingredients. Okay? So read quietly to yourself. I'll give you some time to do that. And then what is photosynthesis and the steps of photosynthesis. Go ahead.
So you want us to do the process?
Yep, just simply a couple of the first steps. Step one, what has to happen? All right, let's move ahead. All right. Who has a definition? What did you write down for what is photosynthesis? What did you write down?
Photosynthesis is the process that plants use to convert sunlight into energy, parentheses, food.
Food, right? Very good. So animals go out and find plants, or animals or both, right? Plants have to use the process to turn sunlight, water, right, into food. What did you write? For what is photosynthesis?
That's the conversion of sunlight into food.
Very good. Another big word, conversion. Very good. Right? What's the first step for photosynthesis?
Sunlight must hit the plant.
Right? So the sunlight has to get to the plant, right? The sunlight has to get to the plant. That's going to be important later when you finish your drawing to show that sunlight has to hit the plant. Right? Look at the first paragraph real quick. Well, first, why do you think photosynthesis is important? Why is it important?
It's important.
Hmm? To the plant now. Why?
It would die.
It would die because it wouldn't have any
Sugar.
food, right? It wouldn't have any food. What did you say?
No, sugar.
Sugar, right? What is the sugar for the plant?
Food.
The food, right? Right, so for us, right, the Lotteria hamburger is the food, right? For the plant, the sugar is the food, right? Through this process. Very good. All right, let's look at the first paragraph. This paragraph right here, the second paragraph, actually. Right, note the first paragraph. Right. Are there any words in the first paragraph that you didn't understand? Are there any words here? Or did we know all of the words?
Essential.
Essential? Very good. Right. Let's erase this. What else? Any other ones?
Exposure.
Exposure? Okay. How about the first sentence? The sun's energy is captured and converted. Do we know captured?
Catch. Caught.
Caught, right? Very good. Right? What else? What about converted?
Change.
Ah, very good. These are good words here. We're going to try to work on our academic vocabulary for this lesson. Right? We're going to try to work on using words that will help you in other subjects, science and math and history, right? That are a little bit above what the regular words mean. Okay, and I have a worksheet here for you. So this. Let's see. Let's read the first paragraph. Kevin, can you read the first paragraph? Up here, Kevin. Can you read this?
It's up there.
Not for your bed.
Yep, that's fine.
The sun's energy is captured and converted to plant food. Photosynthesis begins with the exposure to the sun's rays. Without the sun's rays, there would be no green plants. Since the sun is an essential part of photosynthesis, exposure to the sun's rays allows the chemical processes that drive plant food production to occur.
Right, very good. Let's look at the first word in order there, captured. On the left side of your sheet, you have just the kind of basic idea. On the right side, you have the more higher level academic vocabulary that they're using in our article. What do you think on the left side captured goes with?
Take. Take.
Right, very good, take. So match those. Match captured and take. Right, so when we're writing an essay, if we want to say take, for example, we could use the word captured. Right, captured. What kind of word is captured and take? Do we know? Noun, verb. A verb, right? So it's also important to remember that. Do I want to use it as a verb? How do I want to use it? What about converted? What is converted?
Change.
Change, very good. Right? So plants change, they convert what? What do they convert? Sunlight into sugar, right? Very good. What about our other one here, essential?
Needed.
Very good, needed. Right, needed. Go ahead and match the rest of them, right? Look at your reading and see if you can figure out what those might mean. The academic word with the idea on the left side.
I can't see that.
Oh,
Just lucky about that part.
yes. Are we finished? Just about. What do we have for live? What did you have?
Survival.
Survival, right? So a plant needs to live, it needs to survive, so we would need to change that word. Survival, so a plant needs to live, it needs to survive. That's what I meant to put over here. So it needs photosynthesis. What did we have for soak in? Absorb, right? What's something that absorbed something? A sponge, right? What does a sponge absorb?
Anything?
Hydrochloric acid.
Yeah, anything probably, right? What do you usually use a sponge to absorb?
Water.
Water, right? What does a plant absorb?
Sunlight.
Right? Sunlight and
Our thoughts.
water, right? Where does it absorb our thoughts? Right? It could, depending on which science you look at, right? Where does a plant absorb water?
The root.
The roots, right? Where are the roots?
At the bottom.
At the bottom.
Under the ground.
Under the ground, right? Under the ground. Right? Very good. Very good. Where does it absorb the sunlight? From the leaves on the top, right? On the top, right? Go back to your picture. Okay? What I want you to do now, okay? So this is our plant and what it needs. Right? I want you to show over here how the plant uses these. Okay? So show the roots, right? Taking in what? What do they absorb? Water. And what do the leaves absorb? Sunlight. Try to show that. Right? Use some arrows, right? So the roots take in water. Right? Go ahead. Illustrate the ideas behind the steps of photosynthesis.
So you want to draw the plant over here?
Yep. What does that say?
Just no, guide of the plant.
Oh. lot of sunlight.
Yeah. A lot of water. Heat compounds.
Okay, we're all finished, I can see. Now what I want you to do, right? So we've created a visual. Plants need what?
Sunlight.
Sunlight and water. Right, they need these other things too, but for photosynthesis, we're mostly focused on sunlight and water. Right? They need it for the process, right, of photosynthesis to create what? Food. Right? And in a process, does it matter how the steps go? Does it matter how they occur?
Yes.
Right? Yes, right. We can't eat the cake before we bake the cake or gather the ingredients.
Daddy, can you lift the bowl?
Well, some people, I do like to do that. I do like the cat. What I want you to do now for your visual, right? So you have your visual representation. I want you to write a paragraph telling us what happens, right? Start with what is photosynthesis, right? So photosynthesis is, right? And remember your transitions. First, what has to happen, right? What kind of transition might we use next?
Second.
Next, right? Next or second, right? Right, very good. And so write the paragraph explaining photosynthesis that goes with your picture, right? Go. When you're doing it, don't forget here, look at the words on the left. If you want to use one of these words, try to look at the words on the right and see if you can use one of our academic vocabulary words. Okay, and it's been a bit. I can see we're finished now. Right? Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our index cards that I told you we're going to put on the wall to show our academic vocabulary. Okay, so we can look at the wall and see the word we want to use, and maybe use a word that's a little bit higher level. Okay? Remember, what was our first word that we looked at?
No, convert.
Convert, I think that was the first one. Right? So what we want to do on our index cards that I'm going to give you, right, is write convert. Whoops, not convert. What was the word on the left for convert?
Change.
Change. Right, so write change, kind of small. Not too small, we want to be able to read it. Right, now we want to do like this. Right, and write our new one. What was the new word?
Convert.
Convert. We want to write this kind of bigger so we can see it very clearly. Okay? So these are going to be our cards. So we can look up, I want to write about how a plant changes. What? What does it change?
Sunlight.
Sunlight and
Water.
into what?
Food.
Food. Right? So I look, I want to say change. I can say how it converts. Right? How it converts. Right? Go ahead, pick one of the words on the left, and then give us what it is on the right. Okay?
I don't think that's the right word. It's in my mind.
Oh, well, let me produce.
Really?
Yes.
I was just going straight across.
You wrote something else. All right.
I just seen it for great attention.
Good. I can see that we are finished now. Right, so we will put those, I will put those up on the board so when we write our essays and work on them, during different subjects, we can use those words.
Transpo.
Right? Very good, very beautiful. Right? All right, class is over. Right, you can go ahead and leave. Thank you.